Hello, my purple angels. 안녕하세요. 모두 코리안의 소피쌤입니다. Now, Korean pronunciation as an English speaker is not going to be easy. The two languages are so different from each other, right? But there is a way. Here are some tricks and tips on how you can improve your Korean pronunciation as an English speaker. Let's go. Don't swing your sounds. The English language is characterized by these swinging sounds that we have in our vowels. So if we take an example of the word Yoongi, the English pronunciation of his name would probably be Yoon-gi. Do you notice this swing? Yoon. Yoon. So try to minus that swing when you're speaking in Korean. We want to flatten the sound out, and rather than swing it and go yoon, we want to go yoon. Yoon. Now another example is Hobie. So notice this little swing that we have in the first syllable. Ho. So instead of going ho, we're going ho. Ho. So how do we make this swing not happen? The trick is in your lips. The trick is to get your lips in the shape of the vowel first, rather than going into the shape. So watch me going ho. Notice my lips are coming into the shape of the O. But in Korean, you want to get your lips there first and then say it. Ho. And it's the same thing for Yoon. We're not going yoon, yoon. Notice how much my lips are moving there. Yoon. Yoon. And then a final example is our boy Tae. Tae. So, big swing there, right? All of the air sounds. In English, we swing it and we go a, right? So, minus the swing. It's not Tae, it's Tae. Tae. So, the trick here again is all in your mouth shape. What we don't want to do is bring our jaw back up. That's what creates this swinging sound. Tae. Tae. Instead, you want to leave your jaw there. Tae. Tae. Stretch your lips. So this is a really easy way to improve your pronunciation very, very quickly. But it's going to feel a little bit awkward at first because English speakers are not going to be used to making the shape. But essentially what you need to do is just stretch your lips a little bit more than you would usually. And this is specifically for the vowels that go O and U. For example, when we're saying JK's Korean name, it has a U in the second syllable. So what we don't want to do is say Jungkook. Jungkook is how we say it in English, right? In Korean, we need to stretch our lips out even more. That's why I like to call this vowel the kissing lips vowel. So instead of going cook like this, we're going cook. So make sure your lips are really stretching out. I know you're going to feel a little bit silly at first, but I promise you, you will sound so much better this way. Again, we're not going ho, but we're also not going ho like this, ho. Bring your lips in as tight as they come. Ho, ho, hobi, hobi. So the same thing would go for his Korean name. It's Ho, So, 호석. Don't pronounce the supporting consonant. Now this is what I would probably say is the biggest difference between Korean pronunciation and English pronunciation. And it's the fact that in English, we have the sound at the end that escapes. I like to call this the escaping sound. So in Korean, we have what's called a supporting consonant. And you can basically think of this as the last consonant sound of each syllable. So in English, what we do is we pronounce every consonant, even the last one. And so when we say names like JK's name, we go Jong Cook, cook. Or Jin, we would go Sok Jin. Or Hobie's real name is Ho Sok. And notice this little k that comes out. Cook. Sock. This sound at the end is a very English language sound. So in Korean, what we want to do is we're using our lips or our tongue or even our throat to hold this sound in and not let it escape. So using JK's name as an example, instead of going Jong Cook, let's just do the second syllable. It will be Cook. Cook. And I basically use the inside of my throat to close that sound off. I'm not letting it come out. Cook. And so because of that, this G consonant is, you can't even hear it at all. It doesn't even sound like a G whatsoever. And that is because we are chopping off that final sound. Soften your consonants. Another really common characteristic of the English language is the sounds are very much focused on the consonants. So if you're listening to me speaking now, you're only really going to be able to hear the consonant sounds. Korean, however, you want to be focusing on the vowel sounds and soften your consonant sounds. So let's take an example using our boy Jin or Sok Jin. So in English, we would go Sok Jin, Sok Jin, and notice how strong these consonants are. The S, the K, the J, and the N are all very, very strong, and they're overpowering the whole word. In Korean, it would be pronounced as Sok Jin. Notice how soft the S and the G on the bottom and the J and the N were. You can barely hear them, right? So let's do it syllable by syllable. The first syllable will go sok, sok. So you'll notice that the S is almost not even a sound. It's almost just air coming through my teeth. Sok, sok. And then the G, you can barely hear it at all. And as we discussed previously, supporting consonants, you're only saying the very tip of the sound. So it's not sok. Use your throat, sok, and close it in. And the second syllable is not jin, jin, it's chin. Notice how my lips are not moving with the vowel. I'm not going jin. I'm getting my lips there first. Tin. Softening the J. Every syllable is equal length. So in English, what we tend to do is our syllables kind of go big, small, big, small, big, small when we say particular words. So for example, if we say Jimin's name, we go Jimin, Jimin. And notice how that first syllable is very short. It's almost over as soon as we say it. J. We go J. Instead of G. Jimin. Right? So what we want to do in Korean is making sure that every syllable is of equal length. So we're going 지, 민. Remember to soften your J. 지, 민. Equal lengths. And another example of that would be Yoongi's stage name, which is Sugar. Sugar. So notice how short these sounds are. Sh. We're almost not even saying a full syllable. We go sh. Sugar. So in Korean, we need to make sure they're a little bit longer than that. Shu, ka. Shu, ka. So overall, Korean syllables are a lot longer than English syllables. A lot of English syllables are these small little sounds, and they don't have, let's say, an identity of their own. But in Korean, syllables, every syllable, are made equally. They're all equal. So you want to say them all with enough length and enough, let's call it density, so that you can hear it properly and they are all the same length. All right, let's practice. So on the next page, I have written some BTS related Korean words for you. I want you to pause the page there and try practicing your pronunciation on your own, really focusing on your mouth shape, okay? And then on the page after that, we will go through the answers together and you can hear me say them along with you. 미, 밤. 미, 밤. 포, 포. 보라, 해. 방탄, 소년, 반. 달려라, 방탄. 잠깐만요. Did you know we have a complete beginners intake starting very soon? This will be our 5th intake so far, and so we're calling this the 전국 group. Click on the link below to find out more. Okay guys, well done for today. Thank you so much for joining me. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and I will see you next week. 감사합니다. 안녕히 가세요.